is a news show. Sup, nation? Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and this is where I talk about news type stuff and things that matter to me today. Nation, the first thing I want to talk about today is Donald Sterling again. Donald, of course, the owner of the Clippers, who has recently come under fire because audio tapes came out where he said some negative things about black people. Well, after he stood up Barbara Walters, he decided to go to Anderson Cooper to have his whole "I'm not a racist" / "I'm also sorry" interview. But in the middle of him trying to say that he was sorry, he decided to just randomly attack Magic Johnson, saying this.
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South LA?
Well, I think he has HIV. He doesn't actually have full-blown AIDS.
Well, what kind of a guy goes to every city, has sex with every girl, then he catches HIV? And is that someone we want to respect and tell our kids about? I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
And that, my friends, is how you dig a hole deeper. I think Donald Sterling dislikes good PR as much as he dislikes black people and Magic Johnson. All he had to do was go on camera and say something like, when I was talking to her, I was explaining that people see this, that I live in this old generational gap. And my fear of how the people I work with seeing you and doing these things, it was short-sighted. It was stupid. I said things in the wrong way, and I'm so sorry. All you had to do, Donald. Also, what terrible PR company does Donald Sterling have? If you have a rich old white guy who just randomly spouts stuff off that is offensive to people, he doesn't do an interview, what does he do? A previously recorded statement. Granted, I'm not saying do it with the enthusiasm of Chris Brown. If you're gonna fake apologize, I want you to at least sell it. Because at least in a pre-recorded video, if someone was in the room when Donald Sterling was like, I have an idea about how to get everyone off me being racist, I'm going to shame a black man for having HIV. Also, I'm gonna add that even though he's done stuff, that he's never done stuff, that it would be more likely that someone would be like, Donald, maybe don't say that. But I guess on the positive end, the interview still went better than him getting in his seat, Anderson Cooper saying hello, and then him just saying the N-word the entire interview. So technically, the interview could have gone worse. And from there, I want to share some stuff I love today, and Today in Awesome, sponsored by Squarespace.com/Phil. Squarespace, of course, is a fantastic all-in-one platform, makes it super easy to make your own professional website, online store, portfolio. It's super easy. You can start a trial for free without even using a credit card for 15 days. If you do decide to stick with it because you used us, you get 10% off. It's awesome. I personally even use it at philipdefranco.squarespace.com. It's where I just uploaded a bunch of behind-the-scenes photos from DeFranco Does LA. And the first bit of awesome we have today is movie awesome, thanks to director of Batman vs. Superman, Zack Snyder, posting a picture on Twitter, which was the first look of Ben Affleck as Batman. And I put this in Today in Awesome because I want to know, nation, what do you feel from seeing this picture? Are you excited? This is awesome. Or no, it's making you wince and you're thinking, oh no, what are you doing to our franchise? I'd love to know. Either way, it's enjoyable for me. Then in Awesome, I'd like to thank the nation for making me aware of. Sports Illustrated released a video called Behind the Tan Lines, a behind-the-scenes video of Emily Ratajkowski and a few Sports Illustrated rookies doing their thing, and by thing, I mean standing around in body paint. So, you know, art appreciation. Then in Video Game Awesome, there is an amazing preview of Sunset Overdrive, easily looking like one of the most awesome weird games ever. Then I saw something I never thought would be awesome, but YouTube channel XPogo proved me wrong. They released this amazing Pogo trick video, and while some of the jumps are epic, others are also enjoyable because they don't land them. Then, if you're a fan of Chris Hadfield's version of Bowie's Space Oddity, today is the last day it will ever be on the internet. Legally, I mean. It apparently was licensed to be online for 1 year. Today is the last day, so if you want to enjoy it, go check it out. Especially if it's your first time, it's beautiful and awesome. But let's be honest, this is the internet. You're gonna be able to find it somewhere else. And the last bit of awesome today is something that will either make you smile and laugh or cry for fear type reasons, and that's why it's our secret link of the day. If you want to check that out or anything else I talked about, links in the description down below. Then, in religious news that really matters, Pope Francis went on the record to say that if aliens existed, the Pope would be more than happy to baptize them, but only if they wanted it. There's an easy molestation joke in there, but this Pope's cool, so we're gonna let it slide. Because people want no other more important answers from the Catholic Church. So there was that. Then, nation, I want to talk about our BAMF of the day, Christina Simoes. Reason being is there was a fire in her apartment complex last Wednesday. There was no way out, and she knew she needed to save her new 18-month-old baby. And she described what she did by saying, I grabbed my son and I held him as tight as I could to my chest and I gave him a kiss and a hug. And I told him I loved him and I jumped out of the window. And she did just that, jumping from her second-story balcony, making sure her body took the brunt of the fall. She said, "I didn't think about it. All I was thinking about was getting him out of there. He mattered way more than I did." Both Christina and her son Cameron survived. Unfortunately, it's not known if Christina will ever walk again. Selfless people like this just amaze me, and Christina, I hope you do recover. Then 2 quick bits of electronic news. The first is that it's being reported that the next update for the iPad will allow people to actually multitask, and not that double tap the home button, swipe, go to the other program that's running in the background multitask, but a 2 things happening on the screen at the same time kind of multitasking, like if you had almost any other tablet or an iPad that has already been jailbroken. But still, for many Mac addicts, this will be a very welcome addition. And then Microsoft, who I feel like has backed down on every decision they've made for the Xbox One, has done it again. After saying countless times that they will not sell the Xbox One without the Kinect, they are selling the Xbox One without the Kinect. Which also means it now brings the Xbox One price down to the PS4 at $399. And that's honestly the thing they should have done from the get-go. I still would have gotten the Kinect even though I keep that thing disconnected most of the time. It makes lazy, stupid-proof streaming really easy. I can play stupid Kinect games with people that aren't good at video games, and also it has this nice little feature that when I'm playing Madden with my friends and I'm talking shit to them, if my Kinect's on, it likes me to audible the play to me spiking the ball into the ground. And they also made it that you don't have to have a gold subscription so that you can stream Hulu or Netflix. So there was that. Then I wanted to share some interesting America facts. According to a new survey of Americans, most Americans believe they are smarter than other Americans. That being specifically 55%, 34% of Americans saying they are just as smart as other Americans, and a sad 4% who say they are no more smart than other people Americans. It also found that more men, 24%, than women, 14%, thought they were much more intelligent than the average American. It also found that white people were more likely to say this than Hispanic and black people. And the cherry on top was salary. The survey found that if you made less than $40,000 a year, you were more likely to say that Americans are pretty smart, while those who made over $100,000 were more likely to say their fellow Americans were stupid. And at no point does this ever go into where America actually stands for like reading comprehension and math. It really is just another example of, while I do love my country, no matter where we seem to end up in the rankings for insert category here, we are always #1 in confidence. And Nation, the last thing I want to talk about today is net neutrality. There's been a lot of talk of this recently because the FCC is currently talking about what net neutrality is. Comcast is in the middle of a $45 billion acquisition of Time Warner Cable. They even recently just bought a full-page ad trying to get the people on their side, saying that the merger provides net neutrality protection, faster internet, more reliable and secure networks. You'll even get a nice back massage from a lady with tiggo bitties. Even though many people have spoken out against this, talking about usage caps that will likely come into play, the FCC having rules that have been crafted by the cable industry itself with man-made loopholes. And that's why big sites like Reddit have been going, "Hey, look over here!" Cable lobbyists have been doing the legwork, writing the key points of what net neutrality should look like. And the problem with that is that it becomes not real net neutrality. So they have made it very easy. If you want to call your representative, let them know you want net neutrality, but only real net neutrality. And if you're not convinced to do something, just click the link down below to read the email being shopped around to politicians. If you gotta say something, you gotta do something while you can. That's ultimately what it boils down to, Nation. And I think that's a good spot to end today's show. And I'd love to know your thoughts on anything I talked about today, but it does bring us to the big question of the day. The iPad story got me thinking, what is like one gadget in your life you could not live without? Video game console, laptop, phone, what? I'd love to know what and why in the comments down below. And remember to possibly win a $100 Amazon gift card. Just leave a comment down below. Maybe while you're at it, hit the like button, favorite, subscribe. Also, thanks again to the sponsor of today's show, squarespace.com/Phil. But, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.